Welcome to Shri and Kira Live, the voice of passionate action, bringing fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom for today's shifting paradigm. Now, it is your moment to open your mind, relax into your body and spirit as we explore the greater meaning of your now experience. Bringing wisdom, laughter, and clarity, here are Shri and Kira.
Well, namaste and welcome. It is Super Sunday, Super Moon, super amazing Shri and Kira.
And I am Sri Ram Ka, and welcome to Shri and Kira Live,
and
the voice of passionate action.
Oh, Shri.
We don't do any of that lame action stuff. We do stuff with energy.
And you don't talk about energy. The supermoon, my angels, is so huge. It crashed the website here at BBS. So if you're at our website show right here at BBS, you can always flip over to shriandkiraradio.com and catch us there as well. But you're going to have to give us about a week to get things back up. Shri, the energy, it's so perfect. Today's show is about the great illusion. Is it chaos or is it a blessing? And what a fabulous, fabulous. I'm wondering right now, hey, make sure you call in and get in the queue. How many of you out there right now are having something wild? I mean, something unforeseen happening during the supermoon?
Something unforeseen, meaning amazing coincidences, or maybe a speed bump on your path of moving forward. All kinds of energy is up. And when I say up, I mean intensely.
Well, really intensely. And Shri, I love. If guys, if you have not gone to our YouTube channel, official Shri and Kira, get there and really, more than ever, watch the August Revelations and watch the August Archangelic Ensoulment. That August Archangelic Ensoulment is so powerful. And I'm thinking about how just a few days ago on August 6th, we hosted this incredible worldwide ceremony. And so many of you were on that call. Thank you. And one of the things we discussed was this specific archangelic message that talked about how there is a, I guess I want to talk about the birthing of energy. And I really want to go there because, especially with today's show and today's guest, what they're talking about was how the two energies meet. And that your energy is always meeting another energy. And when it meets, you are either meeting it and getting traumatized or creating a third energy of birthing. And so the question is, are you being traumatized or are you birthing? And that's what's going on.
And let's make sure you really apprehend this, because it's powerfully simple, yet powerfully potent in understanding the depth.
Powerfully potent. I love that.
The depth of how energy affects you. When we are putting out an energy, or when we receive an energy that is coming from the exterior, the only one of two things can happen. We're either birthing a new energy through our interaction, and we could call that a lift, or we're digging our heels in and we're in that frustration energy, that tar baby of righteousness in some cases, or the tar baby of unresolvedness.
So true. That is so true. And this is so powerful. And this is why, guys, go check it out, because here we are, and today is August 10, and it doesn't matter if you're catching the show live or you're catching us in the archives. The energy of the supermoon, and we talked about how the energy of August 2014 is actually going to be carrying us all the way through until February 2015. This is a powerful time, and I love that today's show specifically is about, is this great illusion of chaos or blessing? Well, that really ties into, it's both. The chaos can be a blessing.
Well, the chaos indeed is the cauldron from which we craft our creative.
Oh, guys, is Shri on a roll today or what?
Each and every one of us is given the blessing of a heart and a conscious mind. A conscious mind that is foundationalized in our heart will always allow us to observe, to learn, to course correct, and to come into ever greater alignment with our truth, which is love.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if we forget that, if we set that aside, if we get consumed by the hypnosis, so to speak, well, then we have the stuff that radio shows and TV shows and novellas are made out of.
We live in Guatemala. You had to throw in the novellas, didn't you?
Yeah, they love their soap operas. There's something about the drama.
Well, I think everyone loves their soap operas because of the drama, and that's really what it is. And sometimes it's about looking or living somebody else's drama to help alleviate your own. And this is part of that illusionary concept.
I don't need a soap opera. I can just watch the U.S. government.
Well, that's another show. And we got those shows coming up in September. So stay tuned on that one. Well, one of the things, Sri, that I really want to dive deep into today is that we have I want to talk just briefly about the course you and I have out there about ascended sanity. Because more than ever, we are being called to our ascended sanity. And there's the difference between density sanity and ascended sanity. And because density sanity, quite frankly, is aligned with the chaos and buys into the trauma.
Well, and seeks exterior validation.
Exactly.
How do you know if you're sane? Go ask consciousness.
Right. Or get a partner in pain to validate your pain.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the key is that through this supermoon, my angels, through what's going on right now, and remember, beloved ones, that this is the second of 3. Our first supermoon was in July. We have this one right now, August 10, and the third final supermoon of the summer, 3 in a row, September 9th. And we have so much to share about this, but August is a month of great heat. Remember, the hologram, HEAT, the hologram is expanding and transforming. It is turning. And how perfect with today's show topic.
Absolutely. And so, everybody, we really invite you to practice stepping aside from your point of view and kind of flow with the conversation, flow with the energy. Because the way we learn, the way we grow is by trying out different perspectives. Because one's perspective is actually both illuminating and it's your prison. And as we learn to allow for movement, as we learn to allow for flow, we begin to unhook the harsh edges to a judgmental system or approach. One that's always seeking to make the reality conform to a belief, as opposed to allow reality to reveal itself.
Well, I love that. And I see that the lines are just really packing up right now. So, hey, if you want to get in the queue, go ahead. Remember, you can listen to the show while you're in the queue. The queue is not quite full, but we're certainly filling up. Remember, you can give us a buzz right here at 888-627-6008. Again, that's 888-627-6008 to get yourself into the queue. And you can listen to the show while you're waiting and be patient. I promise you we'll do our best to get to you. I also want to remind you that you can also send us your questions if you don't want to call in or you're shy about your voice on the radio. You can send your questions to guest, G-U-E-S-T, at ShriandCaraRadio.com. And again, that's guest at ShriandCaraRadio.com. And Shri, I have an email here that came in during the week that it's a really beautiful being that I think before we get into today's show, I'd like to just address this question for this beloved one. Is that okay? Can we do that today?
Absolutely. Fill us in. What did they say? We're
going to break protocol and do this because this beloved one wrote us last week and said, hello, Shri and Kira. I have been open to higher vibrations and was led to cleansing at the physical, mental, and emotional levels. For 14 years, I have been living in divine connection. Last year, I had a lot of itching on my stomach area and could not turn on my left nor my right as it was itched so bad and lead to the feeling of burning, forcing me to come back to my back. At one point, I scrubbed myself and found grayish marks. Now, for the past few months, my heart center is itching very badly, going toward the sides below the underarm, with the result that I have bruised the areas around my heart center. Any suggestions would be appreciated. Peace and blessings, Jyoti. Well, Jyoti, namaste, beloved angel. Thank you for sharing this email with us and for writing in. And I wanted to start with your question because last week we talked so much about healing.
Yeah.
And August is the month of healing. Remember that August is all about healing through everything that's happening. And this is, again, I just want to say again, this is why the ensoulment is so powerful, angels. Get to officialshriandkara.com and official Shri and Kara YouTube and watch the current ensoulment. So, Jyoti, if you're listening, angel, and I believe you are, bring your hand to your heart. And I want you to just in this moment, and if you need to hover the hand over the heart because of the itching, that's okay. And just bring your hand to your heart. So just feel that energy. And as a matter of fact, they're saying to me, you have these amazing, amazing, beautiful beings around you. And they're saying, indeed, hover the hand 1 inch in front of the heart center. And as you're hovering your hand 1 inch in front of your heart center, I want you to close your eyes if it's safe to do so. Relax your breath. And as you relax your breath, relax your shoulders. And as you do, begin to feel a golden ray of light coming in through your crown, all the way into your body, radiating through your arms, and feel that energy pulsing out of your hand into your heart center. And I want you to feel that coming in, coming in, coming in. They're saying that, and again, this is these beautiful, beautiful collective of beings around you. I mean, there's so many that if I named them, it would take the whole show. But what they're saying essentially is this, my angel. They're saying that all of this, and there's more. I know there's more than you even talked about with the itching. They're saying all of this has been a call to cause you to activate a divine memory that is activating your divine presence. And that through this activation, you will break free. Your soul, and I want you to hear this with love, your soul has literally been itching to guide you. And there has been this memory or this stored energy in your mind that has been preventing this to fully unfold. And as you feel this energy pouring from your hand in, I want you to feel your entire hand illuminated with this golden energy pouring into your heart center. I'm literally feeling, sensing, seeing your whole heart center becoming a golden ray of light. I want you to start feeling that very tangibly on your heart center. It's as if you are becoming golden. And they're saying, call that energy, draw it through the heart, and send it to all the areas that are itching, and learn to command the light. And they're saying that after you've held this here, this floating about 1 inch over the heart space for about, 2-3 minutes, then slowly bring the hand to all the areas that have been itching and use this same golden light to release, restore, renew. Release, restore, renew, because you are ready to lead a soul-led life. And the minute you become more connected with this, even more so, my angel, the minute you are going to break free and discover that you have a lot more to be doing in your life than you've been doing, and let go of that fear. You are ready.
Absolutely. Thank you for sending in your sharing. And I just want to remind
We love you, Jyoti. Gracias.
I want to remind all of us that, we go through experiences. We have experiences to call our attention to something. Mm-hmm. All illness is a cry for attention, a cry for love, a cry for using one's energy differently. And certainly symptoms are associated with illness, but they're also associated with what we call ascension energy acceleration.
Absolutely.
And gosh, it's been 10 years ago now since we published our list of
and it's like we could have published it yesterday, Shri.
Yeah, of the ascension acceleration
powerful.
energy symptoms. And for all of you that might find that something's going on in your skin, remember, the skin is the largest organ of elimination, and we applaud you. Let it go. Let it be released.
Woohoo!
And then bring your consciousness to bear to gather the gifts.
Indeed.
As to where you're going next.
Oh, indeed. And the show goes so quickly. And one of the things I want to remind all of you is that this month, August, is our month of healing. It's about healing our planet, healing ourselves. All of our shows this month are about that, including today's very wonderful show. Today's show, we're really going to dive into that chaos, the chaos of the illusion, and what it's like to break free of the illusion. And, hey, does this illusion bring us chaos, or is this illusion really a blessing? And we're so excited to have a wonderful guest with us today.
Yeah, today we're joined by Carolyn Gervais, who has written a book called I Dreamed I Was Human. And I love that because the title alone begins to set you up with the knowing that perhaps things aren't as solid as you think.
Indeed. Amen.
And Carolyn is a longtime spiritual traveler who has been published in a variety of places and has certainly chronicled her otherworldly experiences in this book. And we want her to share a little more with you.
You know it.
So let's welcome Carolyn Gervais to the conversation.
Hi, Carolyn. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you for having me. How are you doing? You sound very jolly and happy today.
Oh, well, thank you. That we always say, if you're not having fun, why do it?
That's right.
And so I love the title of your book. I Dreamed I Was Human. It's a wonderful, wonderful read. And we're really just so delighted to have you here. So, you've had this life, you've had all these experiences, you're a spiritual psychologist, you've been a singer, you've had all these wonderful blends of experiences in your life. But Why now? Why the book? What in your consciousness said, I want to document this. I want to get it out there. What happened? What triggered you?
Well, my whole entire life, since as far back as I can remember, even as a little child, that I wanted to understand what this world was about. I wanted to understand what I was here for, what I was supposed to do here. What did it all mean? What purpose did it serve? And that thought grew in me through my whole life, and my experiences actually, and I don't want to say that there are any bad experiences, because all experiences lead us inward if we allow them to, because they are showing us something that we want to know about ourselves.
So is this a progression then, is what you're saying?
Yes,
that you're so you have this yearning since childhood to peek behind the veil, to understand the mysteries, and to find your purpose, your meaning.
Yes.
And so when did this, was there a grand event, or did things just get increasingly step by step deeper?
Well, the grand event was when I was between 3 and 5 years old. When I first realized I was in this human form, and I was in this place, well, I didn't know what to call it, but I saw all the people around me and wondered how I got here. It was like all of a sudden I realized I was here in this body.
Planet Earth.
Yes, that's it. And I was shocked, and I had a memory of where I was before I was here, and I wondered how all of a sudden I came to be here. And
now I have to ask, I'm going to interrupt you.
Yes, go
when
ahead.
That memory came in, were you, I talk to a lot of people who say, oh my God, I thought, oh my God, no, I don't want to be back here. Or some people that say, I was so excited to be here. Did you have a sense of whether or not you were glad to be on Earth when that happened?
No, I was not glad. I did not want to be here. I wanted to go back to where I came before I got here. And because this place seemed so chaotic and confusing, and I just didn't know how I was going to be able to figure it out so I could make some sense of it. But I realized that all I could do is just watch everything going on around me, and I used to just stare at people constantly, study them. My parents would get really mad.
Were your parents supportive of this? Were you able to talk about this, or was this something you had to keep inside?
No, I tried asking them questions as to why I was here, why this earth was made and we were put here, and nobody could answer my questions. They didn't even care to answer my questions. They thought they were just children, asking questions, stupid little questions.
I understand very much.
That's called a precocious childhood.
Yes,
it's called an awakened child who chose an ability to grow through her experience.
Mm-hmm.
So where did you grow up? What area of the country were you in?
Arizona.
You were in Arizona. And so you're talking to your parents, you're trying to get information, you're trying to get answers. Mm-hmm. How did that feel? I mean, did that influence or shape you? You talked about staring at people. Did that shape you at all?
Well, I realized at a very young age, like probably 7 or 8 years old, that the adults in the world didn't know everything, because I assumed once you were an adult, you obviously would know answers to anything a child could ever ask. But
boy, we all fall into that one, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yeah. And so I was literally very disappointed and I felt hopeless. Like, my gosh, how am I going to get my answers? The answers I need to live in this world. And I had been taught that there was a God, and so I thought, okay. And that the adults told me even God won't give me those answers because God doesn't want us to know the answers to those questions. And that made me really angry at this God. Because
now, was there a belief structure? I mean, was there a religious foundation in your family? What quote God were you being referred to?
Well, the God from the Christian Bible, but no, we did not go to church. Mm-hmm. My parents were not religious. they believed in God, and my mother read a couple children Bible stories to us when we were little, and I learned about Jesus Christ and this God that supposedly loved us so much that he would punish us if we did something wrong. So,
yeah.
well, I'm afraid of any God that has a beard.
But yeah, look at your beard, my angel.
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid of any God that it wants to punish us because we made a mistake.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we have to make mistakes because we come into this earth kind of deaf, blind, and dumb as to who we are as these spiritual beings. And so the only way we figure it out is to make mistakes.
Exactly. So scroll us ahead. You had this amazing awakened childhood. You were blessed to be so awake. And then scroll us ahead. How did you get here now?
Well, my childhood was very traumatic. My mother was an alcoholic, and she suffered from suicidal depression. And my father was very, very abusive, verbally, mentally, and physically, not molesting or anything, but we got hit all the time. And so I grew afraid of this world, and it made me withdraw. And so by the time I was 17, I was so kind of really fed up with being on this earth. I hated living in my parents' house. I wanted to get out. And I had a boyfriend, and I ended up pregnant. It wasn't planned, but I ended up pregnant. It got me out of the house, but I went right from that into marrying a guy that was just like my father.
Yeah.
So at 17, I didn't know how I was going to be able to stay on this earth. So I said, okay, God, if you are real and if you exist and if you care about me, you need to prove to me that you are real. And so I guess I was being guided inwardly to start reading books, that any books I could get my hands on, Eastern philosophy, self-help books, books about reincarnation and ghosts and ESP, Edgar Cayce. You remember Edgar Cayce books?
Of course.
Yeah, everything I could get my hands on to try to figure out what this earth was about. And it did help. It gave me something to hang on to so I could stay here.